Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Perfect English with Mamta. On this channel, I explain prose, poetry, and grammar in the simplest way possible, helping you understand concepts clearly and write perfect answers in your exams. Let's start today's lesson and enjoy learning English like never before. Hello everyone, today we are learning a beautiful poem, Solitary Reaper. This poem is written by William Wordsworth. We have already learned the explanation, summary and the figures of speech in the previous video. In this video, we will continue with the question answers. What impresses the poet? Why? William Wordsworth describes and exemplifies a once-in-a-lifetime kind of memory that is meant to enjoy forever. The poet is struck by the beauty and the melody of the mountain girl working in harmony with her surroundings. The maiden's song enchants the poet, and the melancholy strain makes him wonder at the content of the song. The melody and enchanting quality of her song reminds him of the nightingale and the cuckoo, but the intensity of her song overflows and echoes throughout the valley. Whether she was singing about a battle or common sorrows or illness of a loved one, the poet has no idea. The Solitary Reaper's song leaves a lasting impression on the poet's mind, and he believes that the memory of this song will be with him forever. Solitary Reaper is a poem that depicts a simple peasant girl gifted with an extraordinary voice. What qualities make the girl unforgettable? The melodious voice of the Solitary Reaper is unforgettable. It has tender melancholic strains, the sweetest human voice ever heard that haunted the poet for all time. The poet could not understand the dialect, nor the theme of her song. Her musical notes ran like water and surpassed the beauty of the songs of the nightingale and the cuckoo. The intensity and the enchanting quality of her song left an everlasting impression on the poet's mind. Why does the poet think that the girl's song will have no ending? The poet thinks that the girl's song will have no ending because he says that he will never be able to forget this song. This song will always remain in his mind and heart. Thus, he will enjoy it every time. What are the other things which the poet compares the solitary girl's singing, and why does he do so? The singing of the girl is compared with a nightingale and a cuckoo bird, which are well known for their extraordinary singing. He does so to suggest that the girl's singing was sweeter than that of the two birds. According to the poet, what can be the theme of the girl's singing? According to the poet, the song could be about some old unhappy incidents or about some battles of the past. It could also be related to some familiar matter common to the girl's life. The song was sad. It could be about some natural sorrow, loss, or pain which could have happened to the girl in the past. The Solitary Reaper is a memorable experience of William Wordsworth. Describe. The poet describes the memorable experience which he had a long time ago. A young girl was standing all alone in a Scotland valley and was singing a song. The song was so enchanting that the poet compared it to the song of a nightingale or a cuckoo. He was spellbound and stood there for a long time. Even now he remembers her song as he carried the memory of the young girl's song in his heart. Where was the solitary reaper? How did the poet hear her? The solitary reaper belonged to Scotland. She was alone in the Highland fields. The poet was passing by when he heard the girl singing while reaping the harvest. The whole valley was resounding with her melodious voice. The poet stood motionless to listen to her melodious song. Discuss the comparison of the solitary reaper's song with the other birds as given in the poem. Wordsworth compares the solitary reaper's song to the sweetest bird songs to show how beautiful it is. He says her voice is more soothing than the nightingale's song that comforts the tired travelers in the Arabian desert. He also says her song is more thrilling than the cuckoo's call in spring, which breaks the silence of the distance he brides. Through these comparisons, the poet shows that the girl's simple, natural singing is sweeter and more powerful than even the most famous bird songs. At the end, how did the poet react to the reaper's song in the poem, The Solitary Reaper? The poet was very much touched by the song of the reaper. Even though he could not understand the language, he could understand well that it was a sad song. Does the title Solitary Reaper suit the poem? Comment. The title, The Solitary Reaper, is quite significant. The girl was all alone in the field, reaping and binding the grains. She was quite engrossed in her work and singing. She was unaware of the presence of the poet or other passers-by. The whole valley was echoing with her sad song, which equally specifies that the reaper was all alone. In the first stanza, some words or phrases have been used to show that the girl working in the fields is alone. Which are those words and phrases? What effect do they create in the mind of the reader? The words single, solitary, and singing by herself emphasize that the solitary reaper was working all alone in a lonely place. The reader feels that she has experienced something tragic in her past, and these phrases relate to her tragedy. They also create a picture of romance and isolation. How has the poet brought out that the song sung by the solitary reaper was enchanting and incomparable? The song is enchanting and the poet is mesmerized by it. He compares it to the song sung by the nightingale and the cuckoo. He feels that the song sung by the maiden is better than the song sung by these birds that are known for enchanting people with their beautiful songs. The song has left a permanent mark in his heart. It has left an everlasting impression on his mind and remained a lovely memory with the poet forever afterwards. The music had a calming effect on him and he has carried the music in his heart. How do we know that the girl was engrossed in her work? Once the poet comes across a highland while climbing up a hill. The young girl was reaping and binding the corn as it was the harvest time. She was working peacefully all by herself. She was singing. The whole valley resounds with her melodious voice, but she is ignorant of all this and is totally engrossed in her work. What guesses does the poet make about the theme of the solitary reaper's song? The solitary reaper was singing the song in a dialect. The poet was unable to comprehend its meaning, but was able to gauge from its sad note that it probably relates to some unhappy memories, some battles fought long ago. The poet also guesses that the song may be about the common things like joys and sorrows. Thank you, everyone.